Mhm.
So, Peter, as clinicians, I think, we owe it to the survivors, to move past all those vague terminology, language, and really, define, what's happening to them neurologically as well as emotionally. And, that is something, what I want to know from you. I mean, there is still so much of confusion, around the term narcissistic abuse, narcissism. I mean, from your perspective, what truly defines it? I mean, what truly defines narcissistic abuse, especially beyond, the popular buzzwords?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think you're right. There's a lot of information out there that's very helpful, but sometimes it's confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to understand that that form of abuse, oftentimes, even though it's not, you know, it doesn't feel good to accept or believe one of the things that makes it so severe is that a lot of the times it is intentional. And so when we
Mm-hmm.
talk about narcissistic abuse or something like that, often people will think, well, the narcissist was personally abused or neglected early on in life, and this is their way of dealing with it. But what research has shown us, even though it's hard to accept, is there are just as many narcissists who have not been abused, who grow up
Mm-hmm.
and create a lot of harm in the lives of other people. So we're starting to realize that these disorders and the abuse they cause are oftentimes related more to just how the person is, their inherent traits. And so now we're understanding narcissistic abuse as people who have elevated levels of traits like grandiosity or manipulation or antagonism or hostility, where they just have a higher level of this and this is how they operate in the world. And so if you're in a relationship with them, it's almost inevitable that you're going to be abused because they may not see what they do or how they are as abusive, but it's experienced as that because it's so intense and severe and very inflexible in the way that they are, where they really don't consider how they affect other people. They're not, most of the time they're not very interested in that. They just feel like everybody should agree with them or just accept them as they are. And so you have this almost inevitable abuse in these relationships.